Hello everyone and welcome back to another Wrong Direction Racing, and this time it is from my perspective, SC Racing, and this is the Sprint Championship 5th round, and I'm in Group B starting on pole, having qualified 2nd overall. As you can see, we've also got Scott, Lewis and Rich on this session. James, unfortunately, work commitments getting in the way, and we've got Scott starting next to us.
Yeah, I'm just along to critique, judge, and generally blaspheme all of your driving.
So, as you can probably see a little bit on the ground, it was a wet, drying track, predominantly dry, but the key thing for me was it was wet in points that take a while to dry out, so a little bit of track knowledge, knowing where to avoid, hopefully can serve me, and we'll see if we can build up a gap, and we're off. Looking behind quite a bit just to see what's going on, where I'll need to defend from.
You always want to get a good little start, don't you? Get away a bit and pull a bit of a gap, particularly when you're at the front. I feel like the front is always more stressful than when you're chasing from the back, because you know you've got people coming for you straight away.
I think I'm a good couple of attempts slower if I'm leading than if I'm following.
Yeah, I always want to chase somebody.
Like there, half defending the corner because you don't know what's coming, but you know your focus is unfortunately behind, and that's probably something I need to work on and change the focus to be out in front.
You do pretty well here though. You're pulling a bit of a gap, but you're getting some nice smooth corners in. Like you say, it's a drying track, so I always find that tricky too. I don't love when the track conditions change. I'm good in the wet and I'm good in the dry, but that kind of altering condition is not great.
I'd say for me a drying track is probably my favourite. Just knowing that every lap you can push a little bit harder, you can just keep pushing every lap, which is why when it's track that's getting wetter, why I'm probably not best person in our team to be driving.
You just keep pushing, that's why.
I have a lead foot and that's about it. It's not a real skill, it's just a lead foot and a bit of stupidity in not worrying about throwing it or going into the corner too fast.
So at this point, we're 3 laps in, you're still out in front, you've got a nice bit of a lead and kind of cruising at the minute.
Yeah, no, not had any real challenge. As you can see there, pausing it for a second, we've got a decent gap. I think can't really make out if that's Scott or not, but moving back on. Just a case of, can I maintain this? We'll skip some of this. Going through Luna, do we have a look back this time? Yeah, a bit more of a gap this time. That's nice, growing each lap. Oh, and a yellow flag, so someone behind us has had a bit of an incident. Oh, it's been upgraded to a red. And as you can see, I'm really annoyed because I had such a nice gap and expected it was going to be a race restart. Turns out it was Junaid going backwards into the tyre barrier at Luna. There's that nice decent gap that I'd built up. is a post from Junaid. It's not just me taking the mickey.
He was all right in the end, wasn't he? So bit of a nasty shunt, but he was okay.
Yeah, checked in with him after the race. Said it was just a bit of bruising and some whiplash. Didn't say quite how it happened, so still none the wiser there. After that 45 minutes-ish, track has dried out quite a bit in this time. As you'll see, we've not got that puddle in front of us off the start, and it was a full race restart. So all of that lead that I'd built up completely wiped out. So will I be able to build up that gap again? I think chances are slimmer in these conditions. Lights out and away we go for the restart. I don't know what had been on track, but there's definitely been some oil or something spilled, so you can see the dirt or sand that have been put down. We'll see if that comes into play at any point in this race. Ambulance still there through Luna. Definitely closer pack behind than previous opening lap, so not a good sign to start with.
Such a shame when you've built such a nice little gap and bit of comfort zone really, and now you're right back amongst it.
Yeah, because that amount of lead, granted it was only on the 4th lap, but it's only a 10-lap race. I wouldn't, unless they had quicker cars, I doubt they would have caught me.
Still, you put a good first lap in.
Yeah, fastest.
The problem here is that because you're back amongst that pack really, any little mistake's going to get punished. People are going to be on you. Little look around to see where people are, but
yeah. Improved gap from the previous lap, but not what it was in the previous stint. Washed out a bit there. I think it was this one, I was just taking maybe a little bit too much curb. And there's my point about that difference in line going into or coming out of one, going into two compared to your line. And then I don't know if you'll see the noticeable difference here through Luna. Look, yeah, I looked over right at the wrong point. So maybe next lap we'll see where we're having a difference in lines. I think you're also maybe a bit better at using that last few millimetres, the brickwork at the edge of the track, whereas I think I'm playing it a bit more cautious through that top bend.
It's just, I mean, it is always interesting to watch different drivers' point of view.
I think your last corner is also different. I think not only do you get wider, but you also turn in later. So I think you're probably getting a better exit.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have to try and copy your line through there.
It's funny though, it's just always interesting to see different people's lines because, you know, generally speaking, we're all similar, you know, in our kind of times and our bests. We're not all that far away. But yeah, definitely always interesting to see. And then whenever I try and do somebody else's line, I'm like, nope, that don't work. And I stick to my own. And
you're also the closest in weight to me from our team.
You see here, you've got to defend now. You've got some company and competition.
Yeah. He's put in a good lap, almost half a second quicker than me on that lap. So having to start defending now rather than just out and out attack. So that advantage from the first stint definitely dissipated now. I think you saw it there for Luna. I just don't get quite as wide. I don't know if it's the quicker route here, taking the defensive line up the straight.
Yeah, trying to keep him as far out wide as possible.
Yeah, you can see that overspeed he had though. I think he had a slightly quicker car in the straight than me. So pretty much having to go defensive everywhere now. And we're only, 5 laps in?
And now we've even got back markers now.
Which way, James? Quick decision. Inside, outside?
Inside. Ah.
So watch this through Luna. Let's see if you can spot the difference in our lines.
Yeah, you're much tighter. Yeah, you're much tighter. I tend to go more sweeping wide and then coming slightly more straight.
Yeah, I think I'm maybe a cart or half a cart closer to the inside than you.
Yeah.
That's about it, but we'll have to go and do a practice session and find out which line is quicker.
Yeah, we'd need even carts for that. You're right amongst the group now, aren't you? You've got plenty of people behind. They're quite in close competition. You go a bit wide here and open the door.
Well, it wasn't really going wide, it was getting bumped wide, hence why I do a little point. He's also steering into me down the straight. I'm just having to steer back into him to try and hold a straight line. So he's cost us a little bit of speed there with 11 getting through. So I'm going to hold him tight to the inside again, since I don't think I'm going to be able to get a full switch back on him. But we'll see what we can do. Here up the inside.
Nice move.
Not the ideal overtaking point up the inside of one. I think he must have run a bit wide. I managed to move over and cover. But again, kart 11 seems to be the quickest one by quite a way of late, even though it is also the one I, in a previous video, broke the axle of going through Luna.
Oh yeah, that was the epic kart.
So here, for some reason, he just moves over and shows me the inside line. So nice, easy overtake to get back into the lead.
I think he thought he had a bit more space to get the ideal line, and obviously you were kind of following him along down the straight and benefiting from the draft.
I think what also helped was me and the driver behind were in pretty much the same livery. So from a quick glance behind, he probably saw the driver behind me and thought that was me.
Yeah, not seen.
Not realising I was right up behind him, and so thought he had more space to open the door. So same livery helping me out a little bit there.
Yeah, who would have thought orange is camouflage?
Having to defend quite tightly again, all the way up against the inside, compromising the line, but it's just about maintaining position, not speed at this point.
I think that's it. When you're coming down to the last couple of laps, it's almost, well, it's definitely more worth compromising your time as well as those around you than trying to go for the ideal line, because you just need to keep them behind at this point.
And again, he's putting in quicker laps, but I'm managing to just keep him behind.
Yeah.
Going proper defensive again.
You've got to at this point, haven't you? Keep him there.
I can see him, yeah.
I like the little move slightly out, just so that you give yourself a slightly better exit.
I was trying to save that move away from the corner until I could see that they'd move,
Yeah.
but didn't want to open the door fully for a full-on dive bomb.
Nicely done.
Managed to bring it home in first. Nice first to first challenge. Not led every lap, but close.
Not without his challenges either.
That was a fun race, and it was actually good speaking to the lad that was chasing me down afterwards. It was good that he was working with me, but age difference, I'm older than his dad, so I said he should be giving me an OAP's discount.
Fair enough.
So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed that.
Tune in for more.